Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from southwestern Pennsylvania. We're back to continue our playthrough of Empire Total War featuring Darthmod using the 40 unit save version. And we had a fun time last episode with some successful expansion battles and fighting off the French. Before we hit that next turn button, I just want to take a quick peek over into the Indian theater and let you know that with the Darthmod, it's a little different than the base game. Great Britain has a province over here, and guess what? So does France. So that may be something, if we can manage some funds and take a peek at how strongly it's held, that we might also be thinking about in the back of our minds. And while we're here, take a look. The Maratha Confederacy is down to one territory. And that port is blockaded, so they've lost their other one. So it may be time before we hit that next turn button to see if we can't negotiate with someone else, since it looks like Maratha is the sinking Indian faction this particular playthrough. We may look at trying some trade with someone else. The other thing I wanted to check is just take a peek over here. There were something I noticed, there were still two ships over here, a 6th rate that needed some repair, and a 5th rate over here that needed some repair. So I finished the shuttles over here for repair a little too soon. What I got to do is get another ship back here, so when I have some more funds, I'll see about building another fleet to trade out with these guys. Eventually, the 5th rate will go into my port in the Indian theater and be the beginnings of my India fleet. And finally, the last thing I noticed I overlooked is there were a couple fleets sitting here unused, and we can afford to put them with some other fleets. I think I only have a single one here. Yep, now we have 2 fleets there, and I believe I have a single one here. Once again, now we have a flute and a 6th rate, and I think this is the only trade node. No, this is the only trade node there that just has one single ship on it. So we're almost to the basics of what I want to be able to do as far as covering my trade nodes, and then we can look going forward if we ever want to adjust that. But at least for the moment, I think we're set there. So let's get back up here and get ready to hit that new turn button and see what the future brings for us. Alright, we have an enemy raid on farmland, and I think it's right behind the boxes where that happened. Let's go take a look. Yes, it is. The French have brought the remnant forces that we defeated earlier back. In fact, even Bulkley's regiment with a big old question mark, so he can't be fully healed. He has to be somewhat, this force has to be somewhat decimated. 2 line infantry, general's bodyguard, and a militia. So we will take care of that. And we have sight of a rake over here. Yeah, we do have a general over here. So that's something to keep our eyes on over here, and something we need to deal with over here once and for all and try to defeat their army. So we did discover the agent there, as we noticed, and my agent has had a successful mission in Paris. However, I think I'm going to send him over in this direction. I'm interested in sending and seeing if that is the full force that he's taken out of Strasbourg, or if there's still some forces back in there, or if it's just the garrison. So I think let's go, first of all, before I forget to do it, let's see about taking our rake out of Paris, since we know it's empty right now. But the only thing that came out of Paris during that turn was probably a single militia here to kick the British Navy. Oh, it's regular line infantry, so he must have recruited it here, and he sent it right to the port to keep it from being damaged by the British, who moved on it during the turn. So let's get back here, take our rake, and see how far we can get, see if we can gain sight on Alsace-Lorraine, or the city of Strasbourg. And it is just held by the garrison unit. So I'm kind of thinking, you know what I'm thinking, if we can take care of this unit over here, that kind of opens the door with no units over in this direction. To maybe think about a move over here, especially with no forces or armies of the French sitting nearby to cause problems up in Flanders. Our income is at 9,211. That's decent, but it's going to go way too quick if I'm wanting to build armies, say in India to grab a territory, or say to bolster up here, as I need to think about start doing, and if I want to continue moving down in the Americas. So we're going to have to really think about how we spend our money now. It's kind of a critical time, at least in my mind. One thing else I did see that I want to share with you, I believe it was down in the Brazil theater, trade theater, and yes it is. We got lucky. French sent a fleet down here, and I don't know how big it was at the start, but the only reason it didn't move against my ships is there happened to be a British vessel here that it went for instead. I have a feeling totally that he would have gone if that British vessel hadn't have showed up. And thank goodness I think the British moved before the French. I think instead the French Navy would have gone against our trade fleet. Now we have the ability to cherry pick some flutes out of here and definitely come back. So this is something else we have to come back to in this turn. So I'm just kind of giving you a big overview of what you missed on this turn between turns. So let's see what we're looking at down here. Has he built anything down in this area? No, he has not. Do I have the strength to take it? I'm going to make this my first move here in the Americas. We're going to make a move against French Guiana. I don't have... oh wait, I did build something here. We did recruit. Yeah, I think last episode I might have forgotten if I had recruited down there and I didn't find it. So problem is this army wouldn't be able to reach this turn, but we can move on here with what we have, and he has no mortar. That's good. It shows that it's even. We'll press for surrender, and of course he's going to refuse, and we're just going to continue the siege at the moment. Then let's see if we can get this cavalry unit, the native cavalry, close enough to act as reinforcements to this battle. And oh yes we can. And so now all of a sudden I think I'm in a position to take on this battle. Before we do it, let's take care of my OCD right here. And we did recruit. We got an extra militia in Hispaniola. We'll try to remember to switch that out with the line infantry I sent to the port. And we got some construction, some of our mines. It's got to help our income soon. Our third school is also built, so we want to get down there and keep that in mind. I think what I'm going to do on this newest school is we're going to go with canister shot. That's going to make a huge difference. Boy, we need some gentlemen, don't we? We need some gentlemen. Okay, let's refocus. Back on the battle at hand. Let's take a look at these odds now. It's a little more in our favor, and we're looking only at armed citizenry and the militia. Of course, we only have militia ourselves, and they outnumber. That's why we don't have more of an advantage right now, is they have the numbers on us. But I think in that battle with the British, of course, we had more line infantry then, but we do have some superior units here with our native horsemen. So I'm going to take the challenge here and see if we can't grab this territory. So hang on. We'll see you on the other side on the battlefield. All right, once again with the pretty flowers to start the view. Let's get out here and see what this battlefield looks like. We've got a rise ahead of us. Of course, there's no artillery to worry about now. So what we'll do is we're going to take our two forces. We're just going to do it straight away. It's not a big bunch of units on this one. We're going to hide you up in the trees. And we will kind of hang out until our reinforcements arrive. Then we will advance, if they aren't already, on us, using our cavalry units to flank and wreak havoc as the militia hopefully holds the line. Okay, they're pretty far back here. In fact, they're going to make it easy on us by bringing one at a time, with the militia unit of theirs guarding the wall. So we just have to worry about the armed citizenry initially, and we already have our cavalry here. So we're going to bring this cavalry over here. We'll be able to flank on both sides. We're going to bring our own militia to the rise, the top of the rise here. Take what little limited high ground there is. We're going to be on it. And they are running. They can wear themselves out all they want. Okay, and as we take the rise in the hill, it looks like they have stopped running and they have gone stationary. So looks like it will be our job to be the attacker. Yep, standing idle, confident. So with that in mind, we are going to bring our cavalry up to the flanks, and we will let him see the 2nd Cavalry. And once we're in position, we'll rejoin for the battle. Alright, we've enclosed to just about in range, so what we're going to do is we're going to run our 2 units up and then work with our cavalry. Of course, they are reacting to the cavalry, which is moving. I had them not moving in that direction, but they had to move around a hill here and came in close, causing a little disarray and having the armed citizenry knowing what to do. But that works to our advantage, because as we run up, they won't be able to fire on us. We get first shot after all on the armed citizenry. We're going to let our militia do a little work here before we charge in the cavalry. Already that unit is they're both showing as shaken, so maybe we will not wait that long before bringing in the cavalry. Tells you I just have absolutely no trust. Well, now they're confident again, steady. Now they're shaken. They're just all over the board. Confident, steady, shaken. So any little shot against them, and they are shaken. So they're taking shots in the rear, which has got to have an impact. And my militia, I still am concerned about. They've got quite the forces, so what we're going to do is we are going to set up the cavalry for a charge. Shake out this armed citizenry that way. We're going to hold fire if they can follow orders to not take casualties on the cavalry. Hold fire, boys. There we go. We're just going to run these guys down and taking on their army 1 unit at a time, which will guarantee and ensure our victory. So we'll come back as we get a little closer to their remaining unit and finish up the battle. Okay, as I'm moving cavalry on the side, we've taken the hill over here. I was repositioning cavalry in through the city. They are moving and giving up their wall. We do have slight high ground here. I'm going to enclose a little closer to try and get some shots in quickly, and we're going to bring this other cavalry back towards their rear. And we're going to bring this cavalry back over towards their rear in as fast as they can weave through the town. They're kind of in disarray, so hopefully we can set up before them, at least get the first shot. With militia, that's a big deal. We don't need them taking any more shots than they need to. Let's fire, guys. Let's fire, boys. There we go. They are shaken. We'll bring cavalry back here. We'll bring, without canceling them, cavalry back here. We will allow them to shoot. My other cavalry showed up quicker than I expected. And we'll give them the ability to shoot back also. We are showing as shaken also, and they are showing as shaken. So I'm not as concerned about our shaken status. Let's see if we can't gain a little experience for this little old militia guys over here. One of them has already gained some experience. As you can see from the flags, showing the bars of experience. They are about ready. We have outnumbered them. By coming at me piecemeal and me having the maneuverability of my cavalry. Although it looks like my cavalry may be inflicting some shots on their own. I mean self-inflicted casualties. So let's charge this over. Take the guns off, silence the militia, and end this battle. Looks like promotions all around for everybody. And the province is ours. Heroic even, wow. We lost 137, that's why, because we lost 137 to their 900. Gaining that ranking. So there we go. We'll bring everybody in town to help with the pub. Oh yeah, that's right, you can't reach. We're gonna see if we have the funds right now. We're gonna heal up, and we're already healing there. We can actually take those off and reheal for any new casualties that come along. There we go. Now they'll get fully healed when that comes about. We need to get this rebuilt to help with public order. And we'll hold off on anything else because we got more battles and I don't want to allocate funds yet. Navy, do we have some repairs left here? Yes, we do. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to send off these brigs over to the trade theaters. We're going to start out, just because it's such a nasty trade theater, we're going to start out sending him to the coast of Brazil. And for the moment, things have quieted down a little. Now, one other thing I did not mention is we have some naval issues over here because during the turn we got a peek at another navy that New Spain has sent out. A brig and a fifth rate. So they're just cranking out the ships, and somehow we're going to have to get the French under control so we can refocus our efforts. Yeah, and my own navy over here is kind of beat up and battered. Yeah, so let's concentrate on the fifth rates right now. We have one that is fully repaired. We have a second that's nearly. We do have. Since I probably don't want to take the time for repairs, I can safely send 4 of my strongest fifth rates out against this fleet and hopefully do well and hold up well. So our next battle is the naval battle over here before we change theaters. So let's grab the fifth rates I want to use. In fact, we'll grab 5 just to make sure. And the rest we're going to see about being able to repair. At a cost of 1244, it's a deal. And we've taken over our region. We'll get rid of that pop-up. And let's send over for our naval battle, see if we can't clear the seas once again of the new Spanish Navy. I'll be right back with you on the high seas to see how this one turns out. All right, wind is not our friend this time. So what we're going to do is I think we're going to bring all the ships off to this side. So hopefully we have the opportunity, depending on where they set up, hopefully then we have the opportunity to move at least across the wind and take advantage of things that way. So we'll come back together as soon as we enclose. Let's find out where they are first. Yeah, we'll close the gap. Unfortunately, they're way over there, so we can kind of go crosswind. That'll help our speed just a little bit. All right, just as a note on early strategy, usually I'm sailing straight towards the enemy vessels. This time I've decided to go totally against the wind, far away from them. See if we can get far enough down on this map to then be able to turn into them and take advantage of the wind. I don't know if I'm going to have the speed to be able to make that work. It really depends on his angle. If he keeps coming up towards me this way, maybe it'll work. If he turns kind of down this way to meet with me, the wind will not be my friend. So I'm trying to get us in a position to maybe be able to utilize the wind to our advantage. And the way they're closing in on us with their smaller and speedier brig vessel, I'm getting the sense that this plan will not work. So what we'll do is we'll start turning as we can, so at least our initial vessel can maybe get some shots off. We're staying with our long range round shot at this time till we get a better sense on how this battle develops, seeing if we can close in at all. And if he gets by me down here, I'm going to have to do a quick turn into the wind and seeing what we can do. I'm going to try turning the corner here if we can, use our superior range on the brig if I can get around the corner with this lack of wind. The wind is making it tough, and then the first shot goes against our second fifth rate from the brig. We just can't seem to turn the corner. There we go. We're getting some shots now. I don't know if we're getting a lot of hits, but we're getting some shots. And our guns outnumber 26 total to 42. And the first salvos are now being shot from the fifth rates of the new Spanish Navy. Now obviously I like this matchup here. Fifth rate against a brig. And I think it's time to split part of the group. Try and gain more firepower against the fifth rate. I like the idea that we have at least two of our fifth rates being able to open fire on his. But I don't have a way yet to get the other two easily into battle, easily into range, not with the wind that we're fighting. And we're getting near the map edge, as you can see here. Maybe that'll somehow work into our, I think it's working to our advantage into getting us to enclose here. Losing track of that fifth rate. We got to keep him in range. He's changing course and I'm not changing my courses. as I focus on the brig, but the real prize is the 5th rate. Change the closest one to chain shot. See if we can keep the rest on the long shot for the moment. And we have shaken, we have surrendered, we have gained surrender. So let's see if we can pull around with this 5th rate and get him from both sides. He's on fire now. And he's routing because of it. And unfortunately, being near the map edge, that's not good for us. And we got him before he could escape. Close victory. All right, we're taking on ships left and right. I'm taking on the brigs just to be able to send them to the trade nodes to bolster those forces. Thing is, we got to get them repaired. That's for dang sure. We have the funds now to get them repaired. As a matter of fact, yeah, let's highlight all the damaged ships that we just brought into port. Oh, did I not? You know what I did? I did not click. I misclicked. I moved them up to me, but I don't believe I checked off on it because we do not have those ships in our Navy. We still got the 5 that we took out. So, mistake on my part. Misclick a zigzag. We're gonna have to give me a new nickname or something. And we got all our fleets repairing here. So that seems to, at the moment, be taking care of the Americas. Do we have anyone else to heal down here? Yeah, I have a couple units. The artillery's okay. Wow, we only had one more unit that needed recruiting. So we'll have some repaired ships up here. We'll be able to move our forces next turn once the repairs take place, and then move against the final French island holding down here. Because remember, New Louisiana, I do believe, did not, or Louisiana, New Louisiana, whatever, yeah, Louisiana did not join the war. As I thought, a protectorate of France, they did not join the war. So we don't have to worry about forces coming from there. We just have to get rid of the Windward Islands. And France doesn't have a base anymore. They may have an ally or a protectorate in Louisiana way over here, but they won't have a base. They're going to have to come the long route, and hopefully we gain sight between turns of any forces being sent the long route over to the Americas. So that, I think, is it for the quick moment. Let's get back over to another theater, and that would be the main theater. And let's grab our forces. Let's grab our army. We're going to take them all. Healing or not healing, we're taking them all. And we're going to make a statement. Well, I guess, what kind of a garrison do we got over here? Now I've got myself wondering. Can we do 2 birds with 1 stone? I got 4 forces over here with the cavalry. One of them being militia. So, do I have enough to split off over here? So we can split the artillery. Split the cavalry. This is where we're going to send the general. And we'll take some of our strongest forces in numbers this direction. So that's 3 line compared to their 2, along with cannon and cavalry. So that's 1, 2, 3, that's 6. I'm going to bring 1 more just because I'm me and I'm nervous. And let's get over here and see if we can finish these guys off. Alright. We definitely have the advantage. Oh, look at how low those numbers are. That's like the general himself is all that's left. He has no bodyguards left. I was worried about nothing. That's the only thing about not having proper intel. I didn't know if his forces, what kind of numbers. I should have counted on them being worn down. So let's get into the battle. We'll see you on the battlefield. Okay, here we are. Pretty open battlefield. Not a lot of modulation in the ground, so setting up artillery. Yeah, we'll just kind of keep you along the roadway here. Just move you down a little bit just so we have angle to that side of their zone. Let's get you set up so we can start firing right away. Get our cavalry off to the side. The general today is going to protect the artillery. We'll get a unit here, and we'll get the other two. We got two. We got four. Boy, I really was paranoid. I really did overkill on this one, didn't I? Probably would have been better to send more towards Strasbourg, but there we go. Can we hide you guys? Are you guys hideable? Yes. So we have some hidden cavalry in the forest to help us out. Let's get this one started. And they are directly ahead of us. Buckley's regiment is at 250, not bad. Looks like he may have got some healing on him, and that's who we're going to target right away. And if they're moving off to that side, guess what? We're going to angle up. Maybe not that far forward, but we're going to angle up. And if they're moving on that side, up there goes his general. Oh, there's two now. Okay, the thing lied. He does have one bodyguard, but I think we're going to take care of his suicidal general. Or maybe not. Yes, we are. And he goes down. Well, we better get running because Buckley's decided to stop and start shooting on us right away. Well, you're going to have some cannon for that. And because of that, we're bringing up some reinforcements to shoot away also. It looks like his other forces are kind of hanging out at the walls. Since we are the attacker, they're taking more of a defensive position. Let's run you up too. We're going against his best unit, so we need all hands on deck. And he's starting to waver already as he's steadied back up. But we're getting the rest of our units up there quickly. He will soon wither from this fire. There he goes. And just because it is Buckley's unit, we're charging in with the cavalry. Try to keep him from coming back. Change the target of our artillery, and we will silence the guns here so we don't take any casualties. Make sure we stay away from this. We aren't staying away totally. They're able to take some shots on us. Is our artillery going to be able to do any damage with them being behind the wall? I do not know. But we don't want Bulkley's unit to come back. We can deal with the rest. A regular line unit and militia. They aren't going to hit us that bad, are they? And we got regular line infantry back here. So once this unit's out of the way, we can start advancing now with our remaining infantry units. And they're already giving up the wall. They do not like the cannon fire. Keep attacking. It's one of the quirks of Empire Total War is units sometimes become forgetful of their orders. We're just going to keep my cavalry on them because it would be nice to just destroy, excuse me, absolutely destroy this unit. And artillery is still able to fire here. They're weakly going, should we help? Should we help? Do we need to help? They do have a nice V wall position here that we will be setting up for. We'll just keep the artillery on the open field unit here. In fact, maybe we can get a single unit up in that direction. Unless we see cannon fire falling too short. Let's hustle. I'm going to run you guys up there to try and get in range. Yes, now we got their attention. Now we got their attention. In fact, why don't we try taking a wall against them? Really give ourselves the protection. Bulkley's unit is down to 8. We're almost to the point where they just will not appear, but I'm going to make sure that we are at that point. Artillery is going to be pulled because a cannonball fell short. And the rest of our lines are going to move over towards the V, except we're going to come in from the sides to try and avoid the artillery fire. I'm wondering if this unit may move just close enough, so we're going to run them. Yeah, he's taking some shots, so let's get out of range real quick, guys. It's time to get out of the wall and come back on these guys. They broke once, oh, they're coming back. Now let's just get out from behind the wall, get everybody fire. Oh, okay, they're firing back. We'll wait. We have the advantage. Especially now that Bulkley's unit is gone and we have cavalry to charge into their rear. Okay, are we in range? Oh, we are in range, so let's get moving, guys. They've come out from behind the fence. Get ourselves set up. Come on, guys. We gotta hustle now. And with cavalry hitting the militia, we can bring more forces up this way. And they are broken. We're going to continue just to do a little chasing down. I'm not going to force you to watch that one, but I got to try and eliminate these forces as much as possible so they do not make a reappearance. All right, we ended up with a decisive victory on that one. Obviously, it was a little overkill with what I ended up sending over there, seeing as how those units weren't all full strength. But we'll take it, and let's find out if there's any units left standing. Yeah, it says there are 130 remaining. It's that one line unit that left, managed to squeak off the battlefield, get to the edge with, I can't even I think that one unit had about 80 left in it, or in that neighborhood, and the rest were the militia for the most part. So let's see if there's a force left to retreat, or if they're just going to fall dead on the spot. Nope, they're retreating.
Forward!
Well, this is going to determine how I move this unit right now. We're going to take the remainder of our army over to siege, and I think we're just going to start on the siege unless I see something different when we get there. Now we do have an advantage. They only have, they have line infantry and a militia, but those mortars scare me. Let's see if we can get a surrender. Refused. I think at this point, until I can reinforce just a tiny bit, since we are not at full strength, I'm going to conduct a siege. And then, let's see, he only has a small force here left. Two very low strength unit. We got rid of Bulkley's unit, but the militia is left, so about 130 it said. We don't need much over here to get reinforced, but we're going to keep artillery over here. We are going to keep, well, yes, we'll do cavalry just to keep maneuverability. And we'll keep a couple line infantry, and the rest are going to head towards Strasbourg to reinforce over there. See if we can heal. Everybody's in the process of healing there, calling for reinforcements, and let's just get everybody healed up over here. In fact, since they may have taken more casualties, we're going to do the reheal. Because sometimes if you don't do that, what it does is it heals it back up to the losses they had prior to this battle. And I want them to heal every loss from both battles. And there we go. I think we're going to try at this point. Of course, we always have to worry about the rake. But we're going to try and get that second school built. Or fourth school built. Pardon my math. And there we go. We are set here. What I'm probably going to do, and I don't think I have much recruiting abilities here. Yeah, with just a magistrate. So what we're going to do is recruit a couple more line units, or a few more line units over here. Just in case all of a sudden France is able to start producing itself some units and threaten us. So there is this theater going. What we want to do in India is I do want to make another flute so I can start relieving a navy and get a navy over here. So if I have the ability, I can take it, well, first of all, so I can take a peek over here. So let's build that flute. And what I'm going to do is let's get over to the trade theater, and I'm going to pull, probably sooner than I should, but I'm going to pull the 5th rate and just leave one ship on that node and get it back into the Indian theater. Yeah, and the same fleets are just kind of hanging out, which probably means, what, back over in that other far corner was Morocco. Let's see what we've gained. We have a galloper, and which general gained the galloper? Oh, we have a galloper here, so I wonder how that helps us. I'm curious. I don't know what a galloper might do. So we gained some stars. Look at the stars we're gaining on this guy. Look at that. A galloper, +1 to command in battles due to timely messages being sent. He is now confident, and he is also steady under fire. So good job, Good job. Good job. Good job. Now, we don't have a lot of funds left at the moment. So we got to figure out the best way to spend those. Let's take a look in India. I can't quite build. I feel like I need more gentlemen quickly, so I'm need to save money to build the national observatory here. I think I have the ability now. Am I repairing this fleet? Yes. Do we have the ability to work towards? Now we're going to take this next step on an opera house, and then after that we can also work on an observatory down here to hopefully help us start recruiting some gentlemen to fill those schools of ours. So even though that's not an income build, I'm feeling the need all of a sudden for research and speeding up that research. Boy, never have I ever thought that I'd ever say, I can't wait till I get those plug bayonets. They're a pain in the butt because once you put them in, you're stuck with them. You can't fire anymore. But boy, if we get someone in closing and I need that extra oomph in hand-to-hand combat, they'll come in handy. All right. So I think we're going to head off to the next turn. We don't have many funds left. I think our ministers, if I recall, are sitting okay. We're doing fine there for a change. Don't have to watch that. Trade, that was the one thing I was thinking. I'm going to drop Maratha, and let's do a little trade before we end this turn. We're going to end our trade with the Maratha Confederacy. They're down to 1 territory. And let's see who we have the ability. Now, Russia obviously is a choice, but once again, they're easily blockaded by Sweden. So let's take a look at a minor nation, and I'm thinking hopefully we can convince maybe Persia. Who's going to have the most? Who's going to be worth it income-wise? Italian states, so tiny. I'm going to give a try to Persia. They're indifferent, and Italian states are hostile anyway. So let's open negotiations with Persia. See if they're up for a trade agreement. Oh, a single payment of that? Yeah, we can handle that. And we have some new trade. Let's see what that does for us. Persia, that's better than 0. I guarantee you that's better than 0. Okay, so looks like we are set. Let's get ready to head on to the new turn. Oh, wait. Just for my own personal sake, I got to move my preacher, see how he's doing. We don't want him to get stagnant down there. After the T, he's going to go for the port. Try converting some sailors down there. And now we're ready. Okay, after looking around, there actually is one thing I have forgotten to do, and that is down in the Brazil Trade Theater. I don't know if y'all recall. I do, all of a sudden. Thank goodness I wasn't quick to click the next turn button. Let's get down to New Brazil, or New Brazil, the Brazil Trade Theater. And we have this defeated, well, not defeated, but actually it was victorious against the British, but he is injured, but he has a lot of promotions, so I'm going to send every flute I have up against it. We should have at least four flutes down here in the theater at least, and that should be enough to take on one single, albeit highly promoted, but damaged, and we can't quite see what the damage is. So this is how we're going to open next episode. I think this one's been long enough. We're going to open with this last naval battle, then we'll take our next turn and see how this playthrough can proceed. I sure do appreciate your watching. Give me some comments. Let me know what you think of the playthrough, where I need to be focused, what I need to be doing. I don't mind any help, any input, any comments like that. Also, hit that like or dislike button. Give me some activity. Help this new channel get noticed. And please subscribe if you haven't yet so you don't miss any future episodes. This is, I really do appreciate you watching. I was about to say this is ZigZagZog signing off from southwestern Pennsylvania. I think I already said that, but there you go. Y'all have a great one.